Hi, I'm Shaken Gaming, back with another roster review video. Well, the other one was just advertising for people to come and sign up for it. That time period, 48 hours, is now gone, and I'm ready to randomly pick the people that are going to have their roster reviewed by me. Hopefully both me and the player with the roster and all of you other guys can learn something from this. Let's see how many signed up. I numbered them, sort of, so we can see who is who. We have quite a lot signed up that are willing to do this. I have 26 on the list, and therefore I have found a random number picker where I will type 26 and we can shuffle it a bit so the numbers aren't in any way non-random. An RNG tool, not something we want in DC, but it's helpful here. I'm gonna spin 3 times. I promise to make review of the first 2 numbers. The third one is the Joker. We'll have to wait and see about that until I've done the actual work. So let's see what happens. Drum roll. Let's spin. Crap the nonsense. Stop the nonsense, I mean. 25. That's one. Congratulations, whoever that was. Let's go and see. 25, that's Herbalist. He will get a gold medal. Gold, no. Medal. He won the first one. Next. Just remove him so I don't get him again. Let's see who's next. $11. Good enough. Let's see who that was. $12. That's number 11. I'll give him a silver. No silver. Medal. Again, medal 2. Okay, we can change the other one to medal 1. Where is that? Medal 1, medal 2. And let's take the last one, whether I'm reaching it or not. We'll have to wait and see, but here we go. Last one is 16. Done. 16. Who got that one? Kinaki. Congratulations. There we go. The characters have been chosen. Now it's just left for me to spend a lot of time digging into their rosters. I'll find their guild and I'll find their roster, and then I'll go through everything. And I mean everything. Runes, artifacts, all the characters, gear levels, which characters they have, which they don't, and what runes they have, and what artifacts, and which are leveled and which aren't, and so forth. Herbalist will be first. It's got a 1.25 million roster. What are the others? That was 1.2, nearly 1.3. That was 3, 2, what was up here? I eat bunnies. Cruel guy. Exactly the same hero power. That was a bit... Maybe I should have cheated a bit here. I almost have to do the third one then. What was the third? That was this one. Kinaki. Ah, you gotta be kidding me. Same total hero power again. Okay. That's a bit annoying. But congratulations nevertheless, Kinaki. That wasn't my plan. I hope to get some high and some low. But maybe next time I'll be more lucky. This time it was you three. Herbalist is the first test person in the review. He's got 1.25 million total hero power. He's got a bit low max party power compared to his team total hero power, in my opinion. He's collected quite a lot of stars and heroes, and he's got 56 on full 7 stars. 14th rank in arena as best. See if we can improve that, and a decent battleground ranking so far. Arena team. Why would you have Kelleran in there when there are so much better alternatives? Also, this little lady out here, Lula, wouldn't be on any of my arena teams, those two. That's the first thing you should consider adjusting. Buff and Kiri would be a solution if they are somewhat up. And Buff looks good just by the initial look of it, and Kiri is just fine as well. I would go with those two, mate. As a start, that would probably help you in the arena at least. Changing just those two. There are other routes you can go, but just from the initial look, I would definitely change something like that. Let's look at the core heroes first, the best of the best, and see how they're set up. There's a decently geared Talan. Definitely work on getting those last 2 pieces, will help us to survive quite a lot longer. She's got a decent speed. It can go higher, definitely, but it's decent. The crit chance, though, that's not really something you want. You want higher. You want close to 70. And the reason for that... sorry. I'm messing around here. When you're getting near 70, you have a 100% chance to crit. And whenever you crit, you recover 15% turn meter and have a 50% chance to restore 1 turn to a random ability. I know this is bugged, but will be fixed soon, but will act similar as you think it would. But recovering 15% turn meter upon landing a critical hit, and that is to 5 targets. You really need those critical hits to restore your turn over and over, to be able to just spam the AoE. And on top of that, you get 20% turn meter and an additional 4% for each debuff you applied the actual turn. And what this does is it hits every enemy, and if they receive damage, you inflict ability block. That makes critical hit chance more important than potency, in my opinion. Your potency should be around this, 43%. It makes it stick on most characters. Some of them can resist it, but it's not very likely, except the tank. But you don't really need to ability block the tank. As long as you hit everyone and you crit everyone, then never mind if it sticks, you can just spam another time and maybe it'll stick then. The reason why your potency is on the right level is because you're using a potency set while having damage on the northwestern rune. Swap this one out with the potency, because the set just gives 15%, and that bonus alone on the Northwestern is 22%. So you get more, and then you can replace these two by with critical hit chance instead. And as long as you're below 70, it's definitely better to have crit chance here instead of having damage or critical damage, which definitely does more damage. But you want to just keep going with her. That's the goal of Talan. That's keep going and just stall the other team. So there are better choices than crit chance down here, but not when you're this low. Then you should definitely keep that. But a crit chance set would help her a lot. Let's take Murdoch. I'm not going to show you every hero because it'll take an immensely amount of time, but I'm going to show some here and there, and you'll get the general idea. And of course, I'll speak about what to gear up further and make better. The Goblin team is very strong both in the raid and in battlegrounds. To make the Goblins work under Murdoch lead, which is the general purpose of the best Goblin teams, you need to crit. Whenever you crit, you recover turn meter, and you have a 50% chance to call a Goblin to assist. With a crit chance of only 36%, you don't crit very often, and you don't proc assists very often, and that's when it keeps going, because you recover turn meter upon a crit, and you call random assist from other Goblins that potentially can also crit and therefore give more turn meter, and that's what keeps the Goblins going and just spamming you down before you have a chance to react. That's crit chance and it's speed. Going into the raid, you definitely need some potency, otherwise you can't use him on Solius, where he is very good as in a solo team. But then you'll have to swap back and forth either when you raid or before you click register in the battleground. I definitely suggest that you get more crit chance. And not going over the artifacts and runes yet in details. Buff. He doesn't do any damage, but he's a pest to deal with due to debuffs, buffs on your own team, turn meter swapping, and turn meter removal. All of that, well, most of it says potency. And you have 29%, nearly 30. That's not enough either, I'm sorry. Again, armor up here. This should be potency. That's the most important character to have potency on Northwest. I'd say keep the potency runes, but definitely stick a potency Northwest as well. That will help you a lot. Speed, bit low end, but it's okay. I have to take some of these artifacts because you have potency here as well, which you definitely should have. Whatever artifact you really use on buff doesn't matter that much as long as it's got potency up here. I wouldn't say lifesteal was the most practical for him because he doesn't do a lot of damage. So maybe swap this out with another, but it's usable for sure. Let's just go back here then. Murdoch's purple is good to some extent, but you only have 43% potency, so he won't land every debuff. So you will not remove turn meter on every, you will not remove buffs on every hit. I'd say there are better options than the purple artifact for him. Let's see here. Oh, that was the wrong button. Another purple. Don't you have any green or blue? There's a blue one. Landing a critical hit, which you will more next when you apply more crit chance to him. as I suggested. You will restore 1 turn to a random ability, and he's very good for that. That will help. In my opinion, that's better for him. There's also the green one, which I think is also better than the purple one. You don't have it, so I can't comment on that. Talan has got several options. This one is definitely usable. Increases her potency, gives her some survivability. Usable for sure. That was a bit too far. More Doom. You want potency on this guy. 35, that's not enough. I'm sorry. He can dish out some damage, but what he needs is speed and potency. That's what he's there for. This one is very good to have on him. Isn't there more on one of the latter ones? Yeah, this one gives 2% as well. And this one gives 3%. So you have 5% more to gain. Speed, okay, could be higher, but I can say that all the time. And he's using a penetration artifact. Nope. 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 You want potency on this one. Definitely potency. And the proc chance, restore health. Nah. Swap this out for potency. Definitely. He is useful for so many different areas of the game. You should definitely have potency on this guy. Solius. He needs to be fast and he needs to live. That's what he does. Actually, defense, armor, armor runes give more survivability than the health ones, but you can use these, of course, if you have these as fastest. Then he's got this one. I'm actually using the same on mine. It's not very good, but there aren't very good artifacts for Solius in my opinion, so I'll have to do, I suppose. Imgur. She does damage. She also needs to land burn. Decent potency, that's very nice. 40% crit chance, okay. Crit damage down here, perfect, mate. That's very good. That's where your potency comes from. Well, 1/3 of it. She's looking decent, very good. That's near optimal setup. And now this one is a bit debatable. The stats are very good for her, but the prog effect, you need to kill someone for it to work. So that's a bit of a hassle. But it's definitely usable. There's no perfect artifact for her, so I suppose the purple one for her is good enough. Oh, Nightingale. She's not really a damage dealer. I know she does a lot of damage, but she's not really a damage dealer. She's more of a ability blocker, damage buff for the team, stripping debuffs, and as a lead, making sure you hit and remove debuffs. And you need potency for that. Bit low. You can use this setup. You can also switch to speed, speed and potency, but those are the hardest runes because you need them on so many characters. So you might want to just keep this. You may want to change it depending on what you have. The problem is I cannot see what you have in your stash. I can only see what you have equipped. So that is locked out. Let's see here, Sarah, lots of damage. She doesn't have enough critical hit chance to justify the critical damage runes. Actually, this would be better if you used damage runes instead on her. with crit damage down here and damage up here, but on her you want the potency up here, so this is perfectly fine with potency up here. Good fast one as well. So it's a bit problematic to get this lady completely right, but you need more crit chance to justify the crit damage sets. But of course you only have as many runes as you have. And I can already say this, runes is maybe your biggest issue on your account, and might be the thing that I will recommend you most to focus on, to buy all of those 1.2 million 4 and 5 speed runes from the shop. It costs a lot of gold. You won't be able to gear up and level up as many characters as you have done, but you need those runes. Those runes makes the difference on these top guys. And you don't have a lot of 4 purple ones that are good. 7 speed, 8, guess that's 28, of course. 9, 5, 9, 11, good one. But you're lacking purple runes, definitely. You have far too many blue and quite a lot of, not quite a lot, but too many greens as well, in my opinion. You need to let some of those go. I think that'll be the best conclusion to this. You have a lot of heroes geared up. They are all level 80, gear 11, and the best ones are on their way to gear 12, which is good. But you need more runes, better ones. Garrett is perfectly capable at 4 stars. This would also be a priority from my evaluation for this. Garrett, you need to focus him up. Never mind this Voran is 71, you're not going to use him anyway. And just keep Kagi and Darren, Shaolin, Robin Bad, Selena, these characters down here as long as you have other more important focuses. Boris and Roxy should be taken up eventually, but it's not the most important right now to me. That's Garrett and runes, definitely. Renara. Speed and survivability. Again, armor is better, but you can't have all those armor high speed runes, so health is also definitely acceptable. She's got a decent speed, and she's using dodging, and attack can apply regeneration once per turn, once per battle. This is not good. This is a no-go. You need to replace this ASAP. She doesn't do any damage. Her crit chance is low, so why does she need crit damage for? And this one isn't going to happen. Maybe once she'll dodge if she's under Hera lead, otherwise she's not going to dodge at all. So this out. This can stay. Doc Frank. Let's see what he's got. Decent potency. He needs to land those shocks, and he also needs to crit as long as he's under General Murdoch, but it's not as important as applying the shock. This is good, and you have the right one here, definitely. And you like him a lot, I see, since you put 4 on him compared to some of the other heroes. And he's using... that's nice. That's definitely good. I haven't thought about using this one myself. Maybe I should. This is a good pick. Good pick, definitely. You get potency, you get lifesteal, not that important. But the chance to ability block all over the place with a big AoE. Good choice, mate. Revolve. Slow as he should be. Lots of crit chance, but only 42%, and some potency. A lot of potency. Do you use him in the raid? Possibly. He can do some good damage if he's got a decent potency. Maybe that's your focus with him. And he's got, yeah, it's usable, definitely. Damage, lifesteal, what he needs. And this one can be useful as well. Sure. That's not bad. Try not to bring every character you have up to 11 plus something, instead of working on really getting a few of the best characters to gear 12. That would be my suggestion for you. This guy is crap until they get a rework. He doesn't do any damage, but you have damage set. I know his shield applies from that. If you don't have better, that can be useful. Yeah, that's good as well. That's okay. Very slow though. But otherwise, okay. Shadar. Dealing damage to has so it's a regen thing. He's got penetration, he's got health, and he needs to be fast due to this lovely ability, restore 50% turn meter to all your allies. Potency there? No, you need that because that's a sweet stun. Otherwise, the right choice in runes. Just need a bit more speed, which again comes in when you put in some better runes. And possibly some more penetration, potency on that one. That is very low for a guy that has a stun and armor decrease. Hardlock, good speed. You can argue whether to use potency or tenacity on this one. You really want him to not be slowed. You don't want him to be affected by anything. This is a decent choice of potency and tenacity on him. That's a good choice. You don't have any higher than the gray one, really? Because there are better ones. That's the horn. Don't you have a better horn? Well, if you don't, that's the way it is. But do you have a lot in the stash? I can't see. Try to upgrade that one. See if you can get it another color than just gray. Goram. Again, every character to gear 11 something. Just some of them, mate. That'll help you. Definitely get your arena rank up there as well. Attacking a dazed enemy can apply stun. Yeah, good enough. Good crit chance. You want to crit on this guy all the time. Because whenever you crit, that doesn't say on this guy. And there it is. Calls Atom to assist if he's on the battlefield. If the hit is critical, Atom gains taunt. This single ability is what turns Atom from utter shit to definitely usable on a goblin team. But it only works if you crit. You've got a decent chance, but it can go higher. Get crit chance down here. 7 or 9%, that will help you to get just a bit higher. Good enough. And try to get as much crit on these around here as well. You have actually done that. That's good. You have crit chance on all of them. So not too bad. This one could go up. This one can be improved as well, and that one. Good setup. Lula, she does a lot of damage. She will go up to high enough crit chance that critical hit damage set will benefit her more than damage runes, as long as you use her under Talan. So you could swap, I don't remember who it was, but whoever had the crit damage set, change it with this set instead. The damage set will benefit both characters more. Lula, that's okay on her definitely. You don't need to level all your artifacts to level 15 either. Try to get the good ones on the good characters up to 30, and then leave some of the others on 1 or 5 or something. That's easy and cheap to get. Cruel. I'm going to end this soon, take a break, because it takes a long time. I like this one. And I like potency there, perfect. I would like a speed set on her, but I know there are so many characters that need it, so you are starved for speed. So health can be okay. Again, work on runes. I'll continue to repeat this. Good potency. Okay, otherwise, yeah, he can live without the potency up there, definitely. You could go for a crit damage down here. Otherwise, it's good. Let's just take Failure and Lake and then quit it. Ooh, this can go 2 ways. She can be used under Nightingale lead if you do that. That crit chance is fine. If you do use her under Talan, that crit chance is absolutely horrendous. She needs to crit. She needs to crit to get that turn meter from Talan's lead. So that's up to you, but that is not needed. You need the crit chance instead. Yes, she is nice. Debuffing enemies with poison and debuffing them with damage decrease, and slow on goblin if you should ever meet a goblin with them. But you need the crit chance if you use her under Talan. Damage, lifesteal, that's good enough. The proc effect is absolutely ridiculously bad. And that one you took up to 28. Would maybe have taken some of the others up instead if it was me, but nevertheless. Good speed. Oof. Very bad. Very, very bad artifact for Lake. Lake doesn't usually get debuffed because he starts his turn by using this one, debuff immunity, for 2 turns. So getting tenacity on him isn't really that important. The damage is very nice, but other damage pieces and crit pieces as well, critical damage pieces, can be used. And never mind this one. He's got a low crit chance anyway, so this mask just doesn't fit Lake in any way whatever. That was Lake. Take a break and be back later with more characters. There's still a lot. I'm not going over all of them, but most of them. Be right back. And I'm back after a few hours. Time to continue with Drumgar. See what he got. 55 potency and 70 tenacity. I would really wish he had more tenacity and just a bit less potency. Perhaps go with, yeah, tenacity or potency here, but you already have that, so that's not too bad. But generally you need him to keep his taunt, and the only way to do that is by high amounts of tenacity. If you don't have better runes, maybe don't use speed on him. Use armor instead, perhaps, just a suggestion. This isn't a bad rune actually, but maybe drop the potency runes and put into tenacity would be my suggestion. And here, 3 times per battle. Yeah, well, if you don't have the purple one of these, I guess this is okay. He's not there for the damage, so anything but damage would be better, but it's usable. Rin. Eric one, okay. You don't have any of the Rin? It's definitely usable for her. And damage and tenacity, and she's got a decent crit chance. That's not too bad, actually. But again, she is not one of the better characters. Try to save some of this for the really good characters instead of gearing everyone with just a few pieces of 11 gear. That's my suggestion anyway. Betty in a defensive setup. I rarely have her in anything else than potency runes, but that's just because I'm lazy. I have her all around with potency when I raid. And I can't be asked changing around when it's battlegrounds, but of course I should. This is a lot better setup for that. And yeah, that's really a bad artifact, even for Batty. Try to change it with anything else really. Some potency, for example, for when she uses her blind or when she removes buffs with her taunt. That'll be my suggestion. Kiri, correct. If you use her in arena at least, or in any PvP content, and she's not usable for raid anyway, so that is PvP and that's the way to go on her. So perfect. That's okay. And what do we have here? Penetration and health. She doesn't deal so much damage again, so it's not the best artifact. Illyria's purple would be better. Of course, that's a purple that you don't have a lot of, but that's one option. Hard Orc's purple would be another, but you don't seem to have that one. But this one you should consider changing for something else at least. Kyra. 3 critical hits to a single target. You cannot do that with her. She only hits 1 target at a time, so that's the proc thing is useless. Crit damage increase, well, she's got a low crit chance, so not that beneficial. Health, of course, always useful. Not the best artifact on her, I would say. You need a multi-hitter to use this. Sarah, for example, could use it. But Kyra, not so much. 68 potency. Okay, but too low for raid. Decent enough for battlegrounds. Not the fastest. But from now on, it seems like I'm just repeating myself, because you more or less have 1, 2, or 3 items equipped on gear 11 on every single character you have. And as I've said, try to focus them a bit more on the best characters. That's okay actually. That's good for her. And rune-wise, she isn't a damage dealer. She doesn't do that much damage, but she heals for on this one only for the magic damage done to an enemy. This one she does 500% of her magic damage, so there she uses it. And yeah, I'm not sure it's beneficial to use damage runes on her. Maybe consider swapping those, for example, to speed, but I know I've said it plenty of times already. It's not the best artifact, but I have the same on my slinger. I don't know what else to put on him. That's too bad, but it's just the way it is. Rune setup is decent. That should be a crit damage, but we can't have it all. That's perfect. Yeah. Only need purple runes really. That's the only thing that's wrong with him. Dodging an attack, which is good on her. Yeah, crit chance, tenacity, okay. Putting this on her is really a waste. Speed, she's not there for damage, that's correct. And make sure she lives so she can help the team. That's good enough. Yogi, he's not used for anything anymore. He's one of the good guys. He should have more instead of on the other characters. When used in arena, I would say this is the best setup you can get. So that's very fine. This one I'm torn about. Most people use it. I use something else, which isn't really better. It's just something else. I've considered going over to this. I don't think this can only happen once. So it's a bit... it's okay. I don't know what else to say on that one. And now we get down to, well, at least some of the bad characters. Amara sadly doesn't have a lot of use, but again, crit chance is way too low to use critical hit, critical damage runes. That one's okay on her, definitely. Mega Wheel has got increased health by 3%, not a lot. But he's not the best character, you can't put your best stuff on him. That's okay as well. It really is. But these characters down here aren't that much fun to look at for anyone. Rantha, she's just generally poor. Kinli can be used, but only because you don't have any better tank. Damage increase on Kinli is just retarded, but that's his artifact, I know. It's good enough, but level 15, you're going overboard with these. Because he's such a poor character so far. Crit damage on this guy and level 15 artifact. You really love those. This is not really beneficial for him at all. He gets 120 armor, that's it. He does 0 damage. So that's a waste. Can be used on someone else. This is good enough. Definitely. But I don't hope you have any speed. No speed on Salvador. He is one of the only characters that needs 0 speed. Reason for it, and you have plenty of speed. You usually run him under a Herald and he starts with a taunt, and that's all you need from Salvador. So remove all speed on these and put them on characters that actually need speed. Snorri. Well, when he uses this one, he gains 25% crit chance, so he's getting near critical damage being the most beneficial. You would actually get there more or less if you had crit chance here, then he would have use of these, but otherwise it's fine. Applying a debuff increases potency. Okay, that's an odd choice. Well, different choice I'd rather say, because it makes sense, of course, with his bleeds. Calrian, never mind. Venomate, definitely usable in the raid. Crit chance, way too low to use these. These are going out. And why not take one of your Venomate artifacts and use it on Venomate? Those are not too bad, actually. But these, no. I have pure potency all the way around, simply again because I use them in the raid and I'm too lazy to swap runes. That's just my setup. Punch your face. Yeah, he's not that interesting. Major Shot has very limited use. He's only used in battlegrounds where he's good, but that's it. Potency okay for battlegrounds. You have applying a debuff increases crit chance, that's good enough as well. Don't gear him more up, please. That's okay. Ooh, another potency. Nice. That's good enough. Foul. That's good. Good. Sigil, I'm not fussed about him. Yeah, that's one. Put that over on Venomate. Atom is usable, and he needs tenacity, he needs health, it's all good. And he's got this one, which gives a small chance for starting the battle with taunt, which is very annoying in the battlegrounds. Illyria, yeah, never mind. Good enough. She doesn't do anything. Corkrim the same, doesn't really matter. Radash can be leveled up for sure. He has some use, of course. Yeah, it's just not a good artifact, but he's not geared anyway, yet. You can definitely take him up. Just start with this guy, as I said. Sharp. No reason to gear him anymore. But under Talan, that's the right setup, definitely. And that's a raid setup if I ever see one. And that as well. Who cares what damage he does as long as he reduces turn meter. That's perfect. Let's see what it is. 101. Just fine. A bit more speed would be nice, but I know it's difficult. Ma. Just leave him. Pigwald. Yeah, well, if you need him. He is good on the Goblin team instead of Major Shot, especially on the raid, but in the battlegrounds, Major Shot is the way to go, so you don't really need him. Unless your guild struggle to do T8 raid, and I don't think you do. Martha, don't gear her more. That's all I want to say to her. Well, I can look, perfect. And Diesel Rock, that's only because of the tournament, I guess, that he's in right now that you have these, so that's fine. Voran, you don't use him. Take the runes off, is my suggestion. Hilda, take that off as well. You don't use her for anything. Older, same, off, unless you're trying to get 1.3 million soon, but then still wait with doing that on all their characters. Another one. But of course, if you're on max, I can see why you want to keep some of them by putting them into characters. And looking, there's one free if you really need to store more on your characters. But it's perfectly fine to keep these characters down here. All of these are bad characters. Don't put anything more on this one. Perfect. Selena, she is perfect in my opinion. Garrett, the character you need to focus on. Roxy, she is good. You can gear her. But if you don't have more than 4, then she's a bit low for 4 stars. Garrett can pull a 4-star off. Roxy, not so much. Boras, he's good. You can gear him as well, and I suppose you have more stars for him. If not, consider getting them, but take this guy out first. Tanessa, she is good, but she doesn't really fit anywhere, really. Count Dalman, same thing. Titania, you only have 2 stars. Too bad, but just shows that you didn't use any money on her battle pass, so that's fine. Arno and Selena, not there yet. So, to conclude it all, you had some artifacts here and there that should be replaced. You have some runes that needs to be swapped, but your main goal is getting more runes. To check the rune shop every time, possibly refresh it now and then when you have a lot of gold and you have some dracons left to spare, because that's really what you need. You need better 4-star, 4-dot purple runes with speed on these top characters. Talan, Buff, Mordoom, Solius, Sarah, Ember, Frank, Shadar, Hardork, Gorham, Failure, and especially your arena teammate. Buff those up. Remove those 2. Give some better characters here and put your best runes on them. Buy better ones if you can. And see if you can get a bit higher than this, because that really helps you getting up in top 10 or 5 every day. That's it for Herbalist. That was a long one. I hope the next one will be a bit shorter. I covered a lot already on this one, and the next one has similar total hero power, so I guess there will be a lot of repetition on that one. But so much for Herbalist. Sorry. That was Herbalist's roster review. Congratulations on it. Hope you can use it for a lot of good. I did take a break and I started on I Eat Bunnies roster review, but it gets a bit long, these videos, if I put it all in one. So I think I will stop it here, even though I already started on I Eat Bunnies roster review. And just say, have a great day. Subscribe if you want, like if you want. Perfectly fine if you don't. I'll be back in a day or 2 with I Eat Bunnies roster review. Have a great day again.